Hello everyone. First off, I'm aware that I've been leaving you biting the dust, so to speak, because the readings in English haven't been uploaded. And that's because I messed up my routine and I barely had time to finish my Spanish readings, so I'm sorry about that, but it has always been my intention to keep contact with you guys as well in English, as this is what I'm doing right now, so hopefully in the future I will be able to keep up. At this time, however, I will provide you with the astrological report of these 15 days, so you basically are aware of the things that you're going to be facing, so you can tackle them in the best way possible. In that sense, I tried this video like 3 times already, none of them worked. They were quite honestly not very well structured, so I tried doing this again. And this time it's going to be a format that is going to be clear, concise, brief, and above all, I'll try to keep it interesting for you and tight, so you can get the info in the most straightforward way possible. With that said, we're going to have 4 sections, which is basically the overall topic, the overall theme of the month, or of these 15 days. And then we're going to have the past, what happened the last 15 days, what is going to happen, what can we expect from these 15 days, and then a very brief peek into the following 15 days, which would be the first 15 days of April. With that said, let's dive right into the astrological report. What is the overall topic? I would like to make this very clear, because this is the topic that is basically the axis. This is like the core thing that is being dealt with right now. And it's something that I've called social revolution or social tension. Right now, the overall topic is that it is a moment of social tension because of personal evolution. And the reason why I say this is because we have Uranus, we have Jupiter, and we have Saturn doing some very harsh aspects between each other in Libra, Aries, and Capricorn. Now, this means that basically Uranus in Aries makes you evolve. It's gonna force you to act in a way that can be shocking, but it's actually better for you because it's more evolved, it's more true to yourself. And when we have this aspect against Jupiter in Libra, and then we have Pluto in Capricorn, it means that society and your personal relationships are gonna be against that change. And it's understandable. The status quo has been maintained for so long that right now people are used to forcing others to act a certain way, and you can see that everywhere. Like, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that, you should behave like this is not good, you should behave like I'm telling you. And that is not good, because eventually everyone is going to be so fed up with that we're going to be telling people to back off, to leave us alone, which is exactly what is happening. And this ties right into the last 15 days, especially the first 15 days of March, which was a very confusing time. We started the month with a very bad influence from Neptune. Not that the planet is negative itself, it actually shows you things that could be possible, and you could have been having some very powerful dreams, because Mercury was very close to the Sun and Neptune. But as time goes by, and as time went by in the past, we realized that even though routine was very important and keeping up with the things that you had to do was a major priority, you sometimes just didn't feel like it. And the reason why this happened is because you had to heal yourself. And this is a topic of the past. The last 15 days was a time of confusion, of closing cycles, of facing our subconscious, and of healing. The past was a very intense period of confusion. We barely knew what we had to do, and we could barely keep up with the routine. So we had that going on, which made us our priority over, on top of acting, of making the right actions, was on healing yourself. And we have moved from that into the present time, because right now things are changing. And what is happening right now? Right now Mercury is doing a very interesting change from Pisces to Aries, and it's gonna be meeting Venus in retrograde on its path, and then Uranus, which is gonna be in opposition with Jupiter and Libra. And then it's gonna fall into Taurus by the end of the month, which is gonna... Basically what this tells me is that this last 15 days, these 15 days of March, it's gonna be a process where we're gonna be understanding many things about ourselves. We're gonna be more spontaneous, we're gonna be more impulsive. the reason why we're gonna be more impulsive is because we're fed up with thinking so much about the past things, about the past experiences. We are overthinking those situations, and instead we're using what we have learned and integrating those lessons in our own core so we can act in a different way in the future. Because we're understanding why do we have the problems we have with the people around us, why those problems are not good for us, and that sometimes we just have to just say no to people. Sometimes we just have to get away from situations that are not really beneficial. Sometimes we just have to go against society, and that's a good thing, because it means that you are free. So basically the things that we're gonna go through, given Mercury's root, is an understanding. We're gonna be understanding our process. We're gonna gain clarity on who we are, why we are acting the way we are acting, and why that is okay, even though some people are telling you not to. Those people can go lose themselves in a forest, if you get what I'm saying. Because right now the time is not about them, it's about you. And you're gonna be understanding that. So, what can I say about the present? Good times, eureka moments, understanding ourselves, being who we are because we understand and know ourselves, integration of past experiences and inner values, evolving and changing, understanding our personal path and challenges. Mercury is gonna be making some very beautiful aspects with Saturn and the north node of the moon, which means that you're gonna understand basically the path that is ahead of you. And even though it's gonna be difficult, it's gonna be a path that is gonna require you to make some sacrifices, you're gonna agree with it. Because you're gonna be able to understand why that's necessary in the first place. And it's always for your best interest. Being yourself and being true to yourself, even when people tell you not to, will always be good for you, because you're acting out what you really are, what you really want. And this is the way it ties to the future. Venus in retrograde. It is asking you to think about the things you like about yourself and the things you dislike about yourself and the things you want to live, the things you want to attract. It is basically a moment of reflection. And even though this present time is going to be about understanding who you are and where you're coming from, it's still going to be a moment where you have to take some time out, because you have to really think and really go through the things you have lived and get the conclusions, the best kind of conclusions for you to move forward. And the reason why I'm saying this is because at the end of the month, Venus is going to go retrograde and it's going to enter into Pisces again, which is one last dip in the water. It is one last go back to the past, see what happened, tie loose ends, face some things that had to be faced from a different perspective, although. Because Venus retrograde going into Pisces again and making a conjunction to Chiron and doing a square to Saturn in Sagittarius means that you have to revisit some things in the past, because it is necessary for your personal growth, and it might not be pleasant, but keep in mind that you're going to understand why that's necessary, and you're going to agree with it. I think you're going to be thankful in the end of the things that you're going to be living through, because even though, again, you may not like it, which is what I wrote here, you may not like it, but you will understand it and you will transcend it soon. This period of introspection lasts until April 28th, which is basically when Venus goes direct again. Then again, I would say that it really does last until May 8th, which is when Mercury goes direct as well. But April 28th, we should be like out of those murky waters, so to speak. And what else can I say? That the climax of this introspective energy is gonna be between April 10th and April 15th. And that's because we're gonna have Venus retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and Mercury retrograde. Those four planets are gonna be asking, what do you really want? What do you really want? What have you learned? And where do you want to go? And it's gonna be if you take the time to think about yourself and reflect and really think about things, I think you can get a lot from this process. Which is why I'm so excited about it, because personally I don't really know what we're gonna be facing, like practically, I don't really work like that, but I can tell you how it's gonna feel. And the way I think it's gonna feel is like an eureka. You're gonna be understanding things about yourself, and that's gonna be awesome. That's always great, because that's a learning that sticks with you until the end. And that's why we're here. To grow, to evolve, to be better, not be better because we're flawed, but to be better because that's fun. It's fun to evolve. That's life. So yeah, I hope this video has helped you out a lot. If I can say anything, if I can recommend anything, is take the time to think about the things you've gone through. Don't dwell on them, but use them as something to get impulse from, something to gain insight about yourself and about the things you like about yourself and the way relationships are influencing you and your decisions. Are you being too dependent? Is that alright? Would you like something different in your life? And if that's so, then how would you change to attract that? What are you going to offer? How are you going to evolve and act different and grow in order to manifest the life you really want? This time is to think about that, and the best part is that you'll get the answers. So that's great. I wish you the very best. I thank you for subscribing to my channel if you like the video and liking it. I really do appreciate those small gestures of you, and hopefully this kind of information is going to help you out in the future. And please do look forward to the readings I will provide you again every 15 days. I will try my best. With that said, I wish you the best. I hope you take care. See you.